Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday opened his marathon news conference and call-in show. It is an annual event that he has used to reinforce his authority and demonstrate sweeping control of the country's political scene. Putin, who has held power for nearly a quarter century, was greeted with applause as he arrived in the hall near the Kremlin.
Знаете, когда у нас все спокойно, размеренно, стабильно, нам скучно. Застой. Хочется движухи. Как только начинается движуха, все свистит у виска. И секунды, и пули, к сожалению, и пули сейчас свистят. Так нам страшно. Ужас, ужас. Ну, ужас. Но не ужас, ужас, ужас.
Firefighters attended Yemen's Hezia Central Generating Station on Thursday after a series of intense Israeli airstrikes hit the rebel-held capital Sana'a and a port city. The airstrikes came shortly after a Houthi missile targeted central Israel. The strikes further escalate Israel's campaign against the Iranian-backed Houthis, who so far have avoided the same level of intense military strikes that have targeted the Palestinian Hamas militant group and Lebanon's Hezbollah. However, it risks further escalating conflict with the Houthis, whose attacks on the Red Sea corridor have drastically impacted global shipping. Houthi-controlled media reported the strikes, but offered no immediate information on casualties nor damage. The Houthi-controlled satellite channel Al Masirah said that some of the strikes targeted power stations in the capital, as well as the Ras Isa oil terminal on the Red Sea. An Israeli military statement offered no details on the targets hit.
يا فندم يي اكسروا لنا حلق على المقدمه شنو الخط هذه كبيره على شوش بس
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived at the EU Leaders Summit in Brussels on Thursday, where he was greeted by the European Council's new President Antonio Costa. Speaking upon arrival, Zelensky said the main focus of the discussions would be the protection of his country's energy infrastructure and the increase of military production. He also stressed the need for unity between the US and Europe on the question of support for Ukraine, adding that he would be discussing the matter with President-elect Donald Trump when his administration takes over.
About Ukraine, we must be very clear. We could count on our full and unwavering support, whatever it takes, and for the time it was necessary. Now in war, in future in peace. And we want to welcome you Sunday here as member of the European Union.
Top priority for us, and we will discuss today, this is the protection of our energy sector. I'm speaking about, of course, safety in nuclear station, yes, which is very dangerous not only for Ukraine and for all the Europe if something goes not well. So, and also gas storages, how to save them. It's also important for Ukraine and other Europeans. The second point for me is very important to double, to increase as much as possible our internal military production, which really helps and which works. We see the result on the battlefield. I think we have to count again on the unity between the United States and Europe. It's very difficult to support Ukraine without American help. And that's what we will discuss with the President Trump when he will be in the White House. Thank you. And we stay with Georgia.
What you can tell us?
Two highway crashes in southeastern Afghanistan have killed a combined total of 50 people and injured 76, a government spokesman said Thursday. One was a collision between a passenger bus and an oil tanker on the Kabul-Kandahar highway late Wednesday, said Hafiz Omar, a spokesman for the governor of Ghazni province. The other was in a different area of the same highway, which connects the Afghan capital with the south. Women and children are among the casualties, said Hamidullah Nizar, the head of Ghazni's Information and Culture Department. There was blood everywhere, some people had an injury in the head and others in the legs. The Taliban vehicle arrived quickly and took us to the hospital, said Abdullah Khan, an injured man whose head was bandaged as he spoke. Patients in a more serious condition were transferred to Kabul. Traffic accidents are common in Afghanistan, mainly due to poor road conditions and driver carelessness.
بدبختانه زموږ 50 تنه هیوادوال چې ښځې او ماشومان هم پکې شامل دي په شهادت رسیدلي او اویا تنه نور هغه ټپیان شوي دي. په ټپیانو کې د ځینو حالات د اندېښنې وړ ښودل سوي او هغوی د لا ښه درملنې لپاره مرکز ته استول سوي.